Hello, and welcome to this week's episode of the Luna Podcast. The theme of this week is going to be being beggars of the higher worlds. The laws in this world are quite different than the laws in the higher world, although they are both connected. And but for the simple fact that we are asleep or blind to the higher worlds, we conduct ourselves in the lower planes in a manner in which actually prevents us of having access to higher knowledge. So the things that we do are actually very counterproductive, right? And one of the things that we do is our ego, right? We have this sense of this is who I am, and this is the image that I'm trying to protect in the world that I know and that others know me for. Well, do we really want to operate in that world, right? Is that really a world that is of benefit and that is actually, advancing our state of being, right? And obviously, the obvious answer is that we don't really feel like we are free or that we are liberated. We feel that we are contracted and imprisoned in the mental, constructs of our own mind, right? And so humility is actually the first key idea that we have to learn to gain access into these higher worlds, and being humble enough that in this world we are beggars, right? We are beggars of higher knowledge, of higher wisdom, right? And higher states of consciousness. Now, I know that this idea might hurt and bruise a lot of egos, but it is the way, right? This is the way, right? There is no other way. Unfortunately, the way that most people come to the realization that humility is the way is by, hard life lessons. Going through what most people may call a midlife crisis, where everything falls apart, our life falls apart, our ego falls apart, and life humbles us, right? And that is essentially how we learn humility, is life itself humbles us. And that's great, because that is the place in which the genesis, the origins of higher knowledge begin. And this is the idea behind meditation or prayer or any kind of a spiritual practice, is that we are humbling ourselves and we are opening ourselves to these higher dimensions, to these higher worlds. So we want to be sort of begging for the higher world, for higher knowledge, and little bits of wisdom, like nickels and dimes of wisdom will be offered to us, and that should be suffice for us to really be content for that day, i.e., our daily bread, and then we come back the next day. You can keep coming back, keep doing the meditations, keep doing the prayers, keep doing whatever spiritual practice it is that we're doing that is working for us, but with that sense that we really don't know much, and that we are sort of begging for higher wisdom and higher knowledge, and be satisfied with the sort of nickels and dimes and the little crumbs that are offered to us from the higher spiritual world, which is enough for us to keep sort of doing the work and keep walking the path of initiation. So in conclusion, we have to humble ourselves and realize that we are beggars of higher knowledge.